Welcome to the platform. My name remains Oluwaluchi Ifeme da Silva. And with me on today's program is
Habibat Yusuf.
And where do you work?
I am presently the chairman, Kwara State Civil Service Commission.
Alright. You are the chairman of a commission where men are known to dominate. How come you are a female chairman?
It's Allah's destiny, and it's by the gracious magnanimity of the present governor, Madam Abdurrahman Abdrazak.
All right. Looking in retrospect, how did you join civil service?
Well, it's a long journey. I've been a beneficiary of this state. When I was in secondary school.
Which school was that?
It was a government girls' college, Dala, Kano. When I was in the year 3, we call it Form 3 then. That time it was Ilorin province. Without knowing me, they just saw my performance at school. They came to the school to see the performance of their female students then in the northern region, and I was lucky to be one of the scholarship beneficiaries. So I've been on scholarship of Kwara State government through Ilorin province since 1966, and after I finished secondary school, our guidance and counselor then, one Irishman, Mr. McIntosh, was the one that said that I was one of those that was penciled down to go to be a pioneer student at Kaduna Polytechnic. I never knew that Kwara State government, that time, 1967, Kwara State was created, and they were looking at having intermediate civil servants, middle management staff. So they wanted to get some people that would come to the state after my training at Kaduna Poly. So I was just nominated to start the ND. We are the first set of ND in the department of, they call it SDC then, in Kaduna Poly. So I was there 69 to 71 after I graduated. So immediately I graduated, I was asked to come back to serve Kwara State.
All right.
And I joined the service in 1972 as an assistant trade officer.
Okay, how competitive was it in those days to join civil service?
Well, we were not many, though the positions were very challenging. But I was the first woman or lady to be appointed as an assistant trade officer. It was an all-man affairs too then. And I was told that if I am able to do well, they will have confidence in appointing women in that cadre.
So invariably you paved way for other females coming in.
Alhamdulillah.
Most likely you have enjoyed the benefit of being the first. Are you also the first child of your family?
Yes, I'm the firstborn too. And I have about 21 people behind me.
Okay, are you also the first wife of your husband?
Of course, yes.
All right. That's by the way. Now, in your days, growing up, there are some virtues or vices, rather, that we see now in the youth of today. Was it also common in those days?
Well, the vices are there, the temptations are there, but it's not as rampant as it is now. Probably because of the population. I don't know. Or probably the laissez affairs of our parents that are supposed to guide the youth. I don't know. Or all this and any other one that is not available to me to mention now.
Okay. You have some childhood friends, and perhaps there are some of them that are still around and you still live with. Can you remember any of them?
Well, I have them. I have a policy of keeping friends. I don't lose friends. I find it difficult to make friends, but once I make up my mind that you are my friend, I maintain them, and they're still around.
So can you mention some of them?
No, I don't think I need to mention them.
Okay.
Because if I mention few and I don't mention the rest, it will look as if I prefer them than others. There are many and they are good friends, childhood friends.
Okay, assuming you did not join civil service in those days, what other vocation came to mind?
Well, even in my secondary case, I wanted to be a technocrat. I wanted to be a civil servant. So I don't think I thought of an option.
Okay, in the course of working as a civil servant, have you ever had any points in time that you regret or you wished to quit civil service?
Never. I learned and I enjoyed interaction with the public servants.
Okay. Some civil servants, especially females, they talk about harassment by male officers or even some female officers that are senior to them. Did you ever experience anything of such?
No, because throughout my career, I'm always in the midst of men. So they just treat me as one of them. And I relate with them as if I'm part of them. I don't see myself a female and see them, I don't see the dichotomy. I just relate to them as colleagues in the office.
All right. Coming to relationship with members of the civil service. This is a terrain that men are known to be the ones that occupy the seat. How did they welcome you knowing it's a woman that is coming to head us?
I think I will not be. What I see is what I see. They don't see any difference because, you know, I don't see any difference in my coming. I just see myself coming back to the service that I've been before. So some of them know me, some of them heard of me, some of them don't know me. They are just knowing me for the first time. I think you get me. So when I came in, I was welcomed, and since civil service is not a new terrain, it's just the office that is different. So I don't see them not welcoming me because I was part of them for 30-something years before I left.
Okay, now there are efforts in some quarters to professionalize civil service. How do you make Kwara civil service, and which effort are you making to make the civil service very professional for productivity?
Yeah, you know, there's always training courses and retraining which they conduct for all civil servants, and it's still ongoing, and they continue to do it. So with that, we are now having a civil service that's well trained professionally, that when you give them assignment, you don't need to stress yourself before they get the point. And then when they submit report or memo, most of the time you have little to amend.
Okay, what about the issue of discipline in civil service?
Well, you know, for any organization or any institution, there are laws guiding the civil servants or guiding that company. We have our civil service rules, which all civil servants are supposed to be conversant about. They will know their limits so that they don't err. So anybody that now falls foul of those laws, definitely there are punishments for those type of misconduct or gross misconduct.
All right. You also schooled, according to your resume here, you also schooled in Japan.
Yes.
How do you compare civil service in Japan with what obtains here in Nigeria?
Well, I went to school. I didn't work in the service. So, but when I was there, you know, in that country, they are far, far, far away from us. It's a country where everything works.
In terms of discipline?
In terms of discipline,
rule of law.
A rule of law. There are some little hiccups here and there as human beings, but they are far, far away from us.
And how do you think Nigeria can attain that kind of heights? What do we need to put in place?
Patriotism, dedication, loyalty to our country.
All right. If I may ask, how did you meet the man you married? Or perhaps you're the one that went after him?
No. That's far from it. I met him, he met me when he came on errand through his cousin to my dad's house, and that's how he met me. And we started chatting.
Without permission?
Well, just say hi, and I said hi. Where are you from? From where are you? Where are you coming from? That's all.
Okay. When he first told you his intention, how did you accept him?
I didn't even reply. It took me about 2 years. He was writing because I was young, and with the orientation that you shouldn't listen to any man when you are in school. So I didn't even respond.
So throughout school life, you didn't have a boyfriend?
He was the only one.
Wow. So now.
And he was persistent.
Okay.
Ẹni tí òjò obìnrin ó gbádùn ní padà tí máa ń dààmú obìnrin àbí mi mọ bọ́n ṣe ń ṣe.
All right. You are beautiful and charming.
Thank you very much.
I was expecting there would be so many competitions over you.
Well, not that there wasn't, but I think I made up my mind immediately.
All right. By the time your tenure expires as the chairman here, what is the next way to go?
Probably to slow down and support those upcoming.
Are you thinking of going to politics?
No.
Why not?
I don't think so.
All right. You must have experienced different governments in Kwara State. How do you rate the government of Governor Abdulrahman?
Well, to be sincere with you, it's one of the perfect ones I've come across. Very humble, unassuming, and very sincere. He's a man of few words, but when he talks, believe him.
All right. Looking at you, you are a disciplinarian. So how have you been able to meander your way, not stepping on toes and not crossing boundaries?
Well, by my training, I study human being. By the time I interact with you, I'm always very careful when I relate with human beings, and I study people. And by the time I study you, 2-3 months with our interaction, I know my limits, and I'm very, very careful. And I don't know if I can say it. If I relate with people in Yoruba, have you understand me?
Yes, give room for the unexpected.
The unexpected. That's what I do. But I'm very open person. But that openness don't mean that it doesn't have a boundary.
So what is your philosophy about life generally?
Live it well. Be happy with yourself, because no one can make you happy. You have to accept yourself how you are. Then you get a beautiful, you live a beautiful life. I don't compare myself with anybody. I thank God how I'm made.
All right. You have been married for more than 30 years.
Yes. This is my 51 years of marriage.
51 years of marriage.
Yes.
So how did you weather the storm? Because nowadays we have so many marriages that break up after 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. How did you weather the storm of marriage?
Remarriage is a challenge cup. That if you are not ready to play, don't go into it. You know, in football, there is orishirishi penalties, low and be, abi?
Yeah.
So if you are not ready to take the wound, to prepare for the best in the worst situation you find yourself, because getting into marriage, you know, as a young person, is the love. Yes, I'm an love lagbekana. So when the love is burning, you now go and tell your parents, this is the person you want to marry. They will now, are you ready? If you say you are ready, they will now put sugar and honey and sweet to make it memorable and take you there. So once you get there, you have to live with the situation and improve on it. You know, the man does not know you. How many hours did you spend together when you were cutting? By the time you spend 1 or 2 hours, everybody is gone to his or her parents. And the two of you will put in the best of yourselves. The man too will put on his best, the best clothes, the best look. And then the woman too will keep her beaky look, submissive look. Are they not those the same? Those are the things?
Yes.
Very polite. Until you get into the scene. Then when you get there, you now know that, this man, no. This woman, no. But you know, you have to now work together, drop some attitudes that you feel is not permissible. And it's the woman that should first drop those bad attitudes. You know, her parents have said, so the only that they said you should take down is piousness, faithfulness, obedience, perseverance. You have to do that. Once you do that, you can weather the storm.
But there's this belief that ladies from wealthy homes, they find it difficult to submit when they get married.
Well, it looks so. For those that didn't have good home training. And then, did you marry your soul? What was the reason why you got married? Did the man marry you because you are you, not because of the wealth of your parents? Those are issues that you cannot detect until the two of you get together. I think you understand me.
Yeah, I do.
So it depends on why you marry. Did I marry the people because the family are famous? Did they marry me because my parents are rich? Did they marry me because they want to get some things from benefit from my parents? Not me, per se. So the issues. Then, is the woman ready to be submissive? Is the man ready to respect the opinion of the woman too? Can they work together? The marriage is give and take. The two of you have to do a lot of sacrifice to make it work.
All right. To be very sincere.
Yes.
In your own home, as a case study, are you the easygoing type, or is the man, your husband, that is the easygoing type?
Well, probably I'll break it into two.
Okay.
When it comes to the upbringing of my children, I was the tough one. My husband is very easygoing. Not because of anything, because he was not always around. So the children give an impression that Mama is tough. But I always tell them, you don't know them, I know them. You see why I'm tough then? Because I'm staying with them. I know them more than he knows them. And because he comes visiting most of the time, he doesn't want them to see him as a lion. Because most of the time, he promised to knock their head about 30 times in a day, and one knock will not be will not materialize. But they know me. If I say stop it, if they don't stop, I say stop it. They do it another time. If they don't stop, the next one, it will be a knock.
So, which among your children are you closest to?
I'm close to all of them. There are not many. But I treat them equally and I show affection equally. Because what I see in them is that they two, they are together. Even if they want to do anything, I don't know how they did it. I don't know who and who contributed. Whether one did not contribute, I don't even know. And I don't ask. If they do anything for us, we thank all of them. And we don't ask how they did it. Because we want them to be equal and to be doing things equally, togetherness. So we have fused that in them, that by the time God calls us and we leave, we know they are together.
Okay, you have bestowed so much legacy into your children.
Yes.
Assuming they are going to write a memoir about you, what do you think your first child will write? And what do you think your last child will write?
I don't know their mind, though.
But from your interaction with them?
Well, just as I said, they are now appreciating my toughness. In fact, some of them, the firstborn has told me, let me give an example. My children, the three of them are, their genotype is AS. I'm AA. My husband is AS. The three of them, the genotype, they are all AS. So I had to be tough on them when they want to get married. I told them why they cannot marry an AS.
Yes.
And then they have to marry an AA. I'm not choosing the man or the woman, but I'm choosing the genotype. That's what I did. I chose the genotype. Go and bring an AA. If not AA, don't even come near me. Because I told them I will not leave my husband's house to come and be taking care of your sickler child. So it was tough with the firstborn. She didn't understand. She felt I was being tough unnecessarily. I had to sit her down when the person she brought was it an AS or an SS? I said I will not agree.
And they are falling in love with each other?
They had fallen in love. I had to tell her, you can fall out 100 times before you make up your mind, don't worry. You can fall in and fall out. Probably Mr. Right has not come. They gave me an AA. And to God be the glory, all my grandchildren, only one is AA. All of them are AS. You now see why I was tough?
All right, you are brilliant. Are you lucky to have your children to taking after you in terms of academic performance?
Well, all of them are doing well. They did well. One is a chartered accountant. The other is a political scientist. And the last one is a lawyer.
Okay. Your father had about 20-something children.
Yes.
Why would you not have so many children as assets?
What? I accept what God gave me, and I'm happy, alhamdulillah.
When is your next birthday?
16th of December.
16th of December. So how will you want it celebrated?
Quietly, pray to God.
From the beginning of your life to the present moment.
Yes.
Which day will you consider as the happiest day of my life and the saddest day of my life?
Happiest day and saddest day. I think I have a lot of happy days. The day I got married to my husband was a happy day. The days I gave birth to all my children were happy days. The days I see my grandchildren coming up to life were my happy days. The days I get promotions in the service were my happy days. You see, I have many happy days. I can't say one is the happiest because all are unique. Probably the saddest day I can say was the day I lost my dad. Because I wanted to go and see him 2 days before. For one reason or the other, I didn't go.
So you are very close to him?
Yes, I'm very close to him.
All right, Hajia.
Yes, sir.
It's a pleasure talking to you in the last couple of minutes. Rounding off this discussion, it's just one question. I wouldn't know how you expand it. If you have to mentor somebody who is just coming up now about life, what would you tell the person?
I live my life by the day. If I have any plan tomorrow, I said God willing. If I want to go somewhere and somebody said, when are we going tomorrow? I say, that's what I say. I live by the day.
That is very deep. Very deep. So if people say you are very godly, it will not be mistaken.
So, alhamdulillah.
All right. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you very much.